Kim and Paris ruined my childhood. I used to be their friend, and they would take me to Epstein Island and present me in front of...
Basically, all I want to do is crawl in a hole and stay there for the rest of my life. You tell me what I should...
They're in the process of ending the conservatorship.
They say Hollywood is built on dreams, but every now and then, a story surfaces that makes you question everything you thought you knew. Not because it's proven, not because it's confirmed, but because it refuses to go away. It starts with a voice, fragile, almost breaking, describing a childhood that didn't feel like one. A past filled with moments that didn't make sense at the time, but years later begin to feel unsettling. And as those words spread online, people do what they always do. They dig, they connect, they speculate. And suddenly, names that once felt untouchable begin to appear in conversations they were never meant to be part of.
Adults.
He got him, and he got him in multiple different areas. Look at this. So this has to do with somebody.
I brought 4 sheets of paper in my hands and wrote in length what I had been through the last 4 months before I came there.
Names like Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton, figures who defined an era of fame, influence, and cultural dominance. Women who built empires from attention, turning reality television and media scrutiny into billion-dollar brands. For years, their stories have been about success, reinvention, and control over their own narratives. But now, their names are being pulled into something far more complicated. At the center of it all is a shadow that continues to stretch across industries, the legacy of Jeffrey Epstein. Even years after his downfall, the ripple effects of his network haven't fully settled. Every new document release, every newly discussed file, seems to raise more questions than answers. And while being mentioned in connection to a case does not imply guilt, the public conversation rarely makes that distinction. Instead, it amplifies.
That was filing complaint against Maxwell that had all types of Kardashian ties.
The Department of Justice has released so far, and the manner in which it did so makes one thing clear: someone or something is being...
And that amplification is exactly what's happening now. Because this story doesn't exist in isolation. It intersects with another one that the world watched unfold in real time. The story of Britney Spears. For over a decade, Britney's life was controlled under a conservatorship that limited nearly every aspect of her existence. At the height of her fame, she became one of the most visible examples of what happens when personal struggles collide with public scrutiny and legal control. From 2008 to 2021, decisions about her finances, career, and even her personal choices were no longer fully her own. At first, many people accepted it. It was framed as protection, as necessary, as temporary. But as the years went on, cracks began to show. Fans noticed inconsistencies. Interviews fell off. Performances continued, but the freedom behind them seemed absent. And eventually, a movement was born, #FreeBritney.
Amid a media frenzy, the 26-year-old pop star was brought by ambulance to a Los Angeles hospital.
What started as a fringe theory turned into a global conversation, forcing the world to look closer at something it had ignored for too long. And when people started looking closer, they didn't just stop at Britney. They started following the money. That's when the name Lou Taylor began to surface more frequently. A powerful business manager in Hollywood, connected to high-profile clients and major financial structures. Through her firm, she was linked to various entities that managed and interacted with celebrity finances at the highest level. On paper, it looked like business, but to online investigators and fans digging into public records, it looked like something more interconnected. Because filings and corporate structures revealed that Lou Taylor's network overlapped with multiple celebrity brands, including those tied to the Kardashian empire. Companies, foundations, and business entities all seem to exist within a shared ecosystem of management, representation, and financial oversight. Again, none of this proves wrongdoing. But in the age of the internet, patterns are enough to spark theories. And those theories spread fast. Some claim that financial flows connected to Britney's conservatorship may have intersected with broader business ventures. Others go further, suggesting that her earnings were part of a much larger system, one that extended beyond her own situation. There are even claims, widely circulated online, suggesting massive sums of money being redirected, reinvested, or absorbed into other ventures. These claims are unverified, but they're persistent, and persistence is what keeps a story alive. At the same time, another layer adds fuel to the fire.
The people who did that to me should not be able to walk away so easily.
At the height of the hashtag Free Britney movement, many public figures, including members of the Kardashian family, appeared to support Britney publicly. Social media posts, subtle endorsements, and public sympathy all painted a picture of solidarity. But critics now question that narrative. Was it genuine support, or was it strategic alignment with public opinion? Because behind the scenes, business relationships didn't seem to change. And when people noticed that figures like Lou Taylor remained connected to elite circles, even as criticism mounted, the conversation shifted from curiosity to suspicion. Then came the latest wave. Renewed discussions around documents tied to Ghislaine Maxwell and the broader Epstein investigation reignited public interest. With millions of pages still unreleased or heavily redacted, each new disclosure feels incomplete, like a puzzle missing critical pieces. And in that uncertainty, speculation thrives. Names surface, connections are questioned, timelines are re-examined. And suddenly, multiple narratives begin to overlap in ways that feel too close for comfort. The Epstein case, Britney's conservatorship, celebrity financial networks. Are they connected? Or are people connecting dots that don't belong together? That question is what makes the story so powerful. Because it's not just about individuals, it's about systems. Systems where influence can shape perception, where wealth can create distance from accountability, where narratives can be carefully constructed and maintained. Hollywood has always operated behind layers: publicists, lawyers, managers, and carefully curated images. What the public sees is rarely the full picture. And when controversies arise, they're often managed, redirected, or buried beneath the next headline. But some stories refuse to stay buried. And this might be one of them, because even now, years later, there are still unanswered questions. Millions of pages still unseen, connections still unexplained, voices that feel like they haven't been fully heard. And at the center of it all is a deeper concern, one that goes beyond celebrity or scandal. It's about control. Who has it? Who loses it? And what happens when the truth sits somewhere in between? Because if even a fraction of these claims turn out to hold weight, it would force a reevaluation of everything, from how power operates in entertainment to how stories are shaped for public consumption. But if they don't, then what we're witnessing is something else entirely. A reflection of an audience that no longer trusts what it's told. Either way, the impact is the same. The conversation isn't going away. And every time new information surfaces, whether it confirms anything or not, it pulls more people into the story. Watching, questioning, trying to figure out what's real and what isn't. And maybe that's the most unsettling part of all. Because in a world where truth and speculation move at the same speed, sometimes the line between them starts to disappear.